What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I really appreciate you tuning in today. As you can tell, we're back in my 2006 Nissan 350z Rev Up, and we're continuing Vlogmas. This is, I think this is day 4 of Vlogmas. So if you guys are enjoying it, go ahead and drop a comment down below. This isn't really a vlog though. This is like an informational video, so I'm kind of cheating, but you know. But anyways, I wanted to talk today about something I actually didn't know until literally today doing research. Everybody knows that there's 3 different types of motors that come in the Nissan 350z. The first one is the DE from 03 and 04. 05 to 06, you have the DE Rev Up. It's basically the DE, but it just breathes a little bit more. It has some more, you know, bells and whistles. And then there's the HR, which is like the top of the line one. That was produced from 07 to 08 and then kind of into 09. We're not gonna be talking about the engines today. We're gonna be talking about the Nismo edition. What motor comes in the Nismo, and is the Nismo edition even worth paying all the extra money? Because you can seriously spend over 10,000 more for the Nismo edition than a normal DE or a Rev Up or an HR. So today I'm gonna talk about some of the performance upgrades, the interior, the exterior, and then braking and suspension upgrades that you get when you opt for the Nissan 350z Nismo version. It had an HR motor producing 306 horsepower at 6,800 RPM and 268 pound-feet of torque. If you have an 07 or an 08 non-Nismo version, you'll also have these exact same performance numbers. You get a limited slip differential in your Nismo edition. Plus you get front and rear sway bars. Those came standard on all Nismos. I do know a lot of 350zs came with the front and rear sway bar, so if yours was optioned with it, that's awesome. Also, you get a 7,500 RPM red line because it's the HR motor. And then throughout the entire body, there's this more welds all over the place, so you have more rigidity basically, like when you're turning and acceleration. Most of the changes actually come from styling on the exterior and interior, as well as braking and suspension are changed quite a bit in the Nismo. So let's start with the interior. There actually wasn't very many changes, but there are a few that you should know about. The gauge cluster actually says Nismo right in the middle of it, so right when you sit down, you know exactly what you're driving. Also, all Nismos inside the cabin get a Nismo plate number, which basically shows you the serial number or which number Nismo yours was off the line, which I think is pretty awesome. I don't actually know how many Nismos they created, but I do think it's pretty special that you get to see, like, you get to know specifically which number yours was. I feel like that's something that's really specific to like supercars and stuff, so that's pretty cool that you get it in a Nissan 350z. You also get custom red stitching throughout the entire interior, and then also custom seats. They have red inserts, so I don't know if you could see this chair right here, but basically you have the side bolstering spots, and then the inside, just like this inside spot right here, this is like red, which is pretty awesome. I kind of wish I had the red Nismo seats because I think they would match the red exterior really well, but it would be pretty awesome to have some like status racing seats or something in here someday. Maybe we'll do that soon. As far as the exterior, this is probably the most noticeable thing that's different from the Nismo than all the other versions. You get the fully functional aero body kit, which is pretty amazing. I think the, you know, the front bumper and the rear bumper look so good in the Nismo. You actually also get 19-inch wheels instead of the stock 18-inch rims. As far as exhaust components, it's pretty much the same, but the muffler from axle back is a little bit different. I don't know entirely what's different with it, but I do know that you have a little bit different tone with the Nismo version, which is pretty cool. And I think that's pretty much it with the exterior. Let me know if I missed something. I probably did. Anyways, last but not least, I saved the best for last here because what's really ironic to me is probably every single Nismo 350z that I've seen has like upgraded suspension, upgraded wheels and tires and everything. As ironic as it is, in 2008 when the Nismo was released, it had some of the most technologically advanced suspension on the market, which is pretty insane. Not only did you have Brembo brakes and rotors, but you also had upgraded Brembos. So they weren't just your base Brembos you get on the HR. The suspension that was specifically put on the Nismo had way better spring rates than pretty much any other aftermarket suspension company of that year. I'm sure suspension has gotten insane, like coilovers and stuff have gotten insanely good in the last 10 years since the Nismo came out. But in 2008, when the Nismo came out, the suspension was seriously state-of-the-art technology, which is pretty awesome. I actually read a whole bunch of forums from like 2008 and 2009 about this, and a whole bunch of people arguing that if the Nismo 350z suspension was actually better than any of the aftermarket suspension you can get, why would you spend all that extra money when you can put aftermarket suspension on a normal 350z and get similar performance? Nismo owners with completely stock suspension, they will tell you to the end of time that the Nismo's performance suspension is superior to any aftermarket suspension online that you can find. I've never actually driven a Nismo with the stock Nismo suspension, so I'd be really interested to see how it does handle, because you also get, there's also a whole bunch of other stuff besides the springs. So not only do the springs have a way higher spring rate than like any of the other aftermarket companies out there at the time, but you'll also have upgraded mass dampers, so you don't feel like every single nook and cranny on the road when you're driving. But then when you need the suspension to be really dialed, it's there. And then also, along with your upgraded Brembo brakes, you also get a different brake booster that's in the normal 350z. So your braking, I would assume, is going to be a lot more responsive. It's pretty awesome to look at the Nismo and realize that those were the performance options that they wanted. You know, it's like you have all these companies that make these aftermarket body pieces and stuff, and you know, a lot of them look pretty good, but there's something about the Nissan Nismo kit that just, it's not too much, like it's not too heavy and it's not too light. Like I feel like The Nismo kit is perfect, and this is gonna draw a lot of controversy, but in my opinion, I think the Nismo 350z looks better than any version of the 370z that they released. Entire personal opinion. I personally love the aggressiveness that the Nismo kept. The Nismo kept the aggression that the 350z has that everyone loves, but then it also gave it that, you know, race car performance vibe that I think everyone was looking for. And I feel like the 370z just doesn't look as aggressive in my opinion. With the right body kit, it can, but there's something about the Nismo kit that just looks amazing. So anyways, that's pretty much all I could find about the Nismo 350z. Let me know if you guys know anything else that I missed down in the comments below. Go ahead and drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and then please hit the subscribe button and join the family. I would really appreciate it. And then don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. Anyways, thank you guys so much for joining us on day 4 of Vlogmas. I'll see you on day 5. Peace out. What's that? You're selling it? Nah, it's videoing. Oh, thank you. 350, yes.